nutrients from being absorbed that might be present, whether they're bioavailable or not. In many cases in processed food, the nutrients that are claimed are not bioavailable. They're synthetic or artificially added or otherwise can't be recognized by the body for utilization. So as a result of that, we see many problems in health across the board that did not exist 15, 20 years ago in the United States. We see an increase in diabetes, hypoglycemia, cardiovascular disease, as well as obesity as a direct result.
Development of the central nervous system.
So what do you tell somebody who's interested in taking moringa or using moringa in their diet? Should they eat it in natural form, in raw form?
As you know, the science really recommends to eat a lot of raw, unprocessed fruits, vegetables, nuts. So the more we eat, it's better for us. Moringa, again, it's an extraordinary source of nutrients, so the more we can eat, the better for us. But I'm always an advocate for a diet full of a variety of compounds and plants and even animal food. So we have to strive for variety. Again, moringa can play a very important role here.
So if somebody's on a normal diet and they're considering drinking Zija, what can they expect the typical benefits for them to be?
You have to look at their normal activity and their food intake on a daily basis to begin with, but it would be best to consider at least 1 can of Zija every day, depending on body weight size. So someone up to 150 pounds, 1 can a day should be enough. Someone exceeding 150 pounds a day, perhaps 2. A man exceeding 225 pounds a day, perhaps 3. You need the dosage to see a result. Initially, they should feel better rested, as well as better digestion, and perhaps increase in energy. I personally, in taking 2 cans a day, immediately saw a weight reduction of 10 pounds that I've kept off. So it depends on the individual, depends on their physical activity, depends on their body weight size. Recommended daily diet should be a balanced diet of diverse unprocessed foods, probably not exceeding 1,500 calories a day, with regular low impact exercise, something like 2 to 3 miles a day.
So Russ, you actually experienced a great decrease in weight, and how does this product affect your metabolism?
In simple terms that everybody can understand, it was like a jump start for me. It was like all of a sudden the metabolization was working more efficiently again. I was less lethargic, and as a result I was burning the calories more efficiently.
And scientifically, is that explainable?
Yes, it is, because I was getting nutrients that were void or depleted in my normal daily intake of calories. I was eating more processed foods than I probably should have, but this helped supplement that, and as a result, the body and the Krebs cycle, the human metabolization, worked better. There's an initial effect that occurs where you're detoxifying your body, you're helping the liver detoxify things that may be stored, and then from there it'll go to what we call ketosis, where you're actually burning body fat, or what we call adipose tissue, pardon me.
Dr. Marcu, in your book, The Miracle Tree, you called moringa the beauty agent. We could all use a little of that.
You're handsome.
Will you describe what the beauty agent is, what it means to you?
I always said that true beauty comes really from inside, but people understand this in many ways. Of course, it's the soul and the inner qualities, but it's also about what we eat. And there is no cosmetic and there's no cream that can really repair the damage that comes from a poor diet. So a healthy diet, as I said, rich in essential nutrients and vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, especially antioxidants because they protect the skin against aging. So a good, complete diet is the best weapon we have against premature aging and wrinkles and all the sun damage and all of that. So I'm a great advocate for obtaining beauty from a healthy diet.
So if I drink Zija and exercise, I'm going to be okay.
If you combine that with other fruits, vegetables, good sources of proteins, and you exercise a lot, I would expect you would be just shining and very young looking for a long while.
Speaking about the formula, going back to that, when we talk about it's stimulant-free, can you talk a little bit about the Zija product in that area?
Everything in here is generally recognized as safe, meaning that from an FDA standpoint, these products are not only safe, but have been widely used in human consumption for a long period of time with no adverse effects. And in point of fact, from a deleterious standpoint, we're delivering naturally occurring nutrients that are not being offered in other products. And as a result of that, Zija works, Brand X or others don't.
So, from a regulatory standpoint, is it safe to say that the Zija beverage is FDA compliant? And could you also speak a little bit to whether or not it's kosher certified?
Moringa Oleifera that is used in Zija is halal, it's kosher, it's hypoallergenic, it's generally recognized as safe, and it is natural. Natural in the most pure sense of the word. There is no legal definition for the term natural under Food and Drug Administration law for food and beverage in the United States or dietary supplement. However, under flavor law, there is a strict definition. But what we're talking about here is purity without pesticides in sustainable growing conditions. It's an extremely renewable product that benefits local economies in third world countries. And the purity here is unmatched as well as standardized in the finished Zija.
Russ, one of the ingredients in this drink is a sweetener. Will you tell us what that is and how it affects Zija?
We use cane sugar and we use it a very minimal amount in Zija. And the reason for that are twofold primarily. One, for improvement in flavor, but more specifically for osmotic absorption at a faster rate. Depending on the total solids you have in a beverage, the enzymatic effect for utilization in the bloodstream and utilization by the body for benefit in nutrient value can vary. What we've done is, from medical-based information, we've taken the optimum solids level for a beverage here. A very minor amount of the total product is cane sugar, and that raises blood glucose very rapidly to allow the nutrients to be utilized quickly. Zija was not easy to make or duplicate, and if others in the marketplace are thinking that they're going to easily provide as efficacious a beverage or other products with Moringa, I think they're sadly mistaken.
Do you feel then, with that type of thought process, should others crop up on the horizon, are we able to, with scientific provability, show the efficaciousness of our product?
Yes, because the proof is in the pudding. If you take ours, it works. If you take theirs, it may or may not work. And depending on what they do with their product. If they just want to be a wannabe at a lower price point and they're going to use fruit juice concentrates instead of sugar, not knowing the osmotic absorption points or solids level of the total product we've already designed, they're going to fail. They violate one of my 5 rules. They might have taste, but they don't have functionality.
Russ, you talk about your 5 rules when it comes to formulating a product. Will you tell us about those 5 rules and how they affect what you did with Zija?
Yes. Zija, or all product formulation, has 5 basic rules you must adhere to. Otherwise, you don't have a product and you don't have a brand. Number 1, taste. You put it into your body. Other than religion, drugs, or whatever, if food is very personable and you put it into your body. Therefore, it must taste good. If it doesn't taste good, people don't like to eat it again, no matter what the benefit may be. Secondly is functionality. It truly must do what it says. If it fails to do that, consumers are very smart and they'll move on to the next offering. So you don't build a brand by not delivering on functionality. Thirdly, it has to be producible. It has to be producible efficiently. You can't reinvent the wheel or build a plant from scratch with new equipment to process it correctly. Fourthly, regulatory. Are you indeed complying with and labeling correctly, as well as truly making representations that are authentic, real, and 100% accurate? And then finally, economic model. It could be the most wonderful, great